Okay. Good afternoon, children. So we are discussing about the different built-in functions related with string. Okay. Last function we discussed it is ode and chr. What is the meaning of ode, Ranil? What is the use of ode? ORD.
It returns as key value or the Unicode of the characters.
It will return the ASCII value of a particular character. Okay, so if you want to get the ASCII value of a particular character, use the built-in function ORD. Then, what is the use of CHR, Anagha?
Now it returns the character represented by the inputted code or ASCII number.
That is, if I'm inputting one digit based on the ASCII value, it will this CHR function will return the character related with that digit. Okay, so if I'm inputting 97, what is the answer? John Philip? CHR 97. What is 97? John Philip. Okay, no problem. John Joss.
Yes, ma'am.
If it is 97, what is the result of CHR 97?
Small letter A.
Yes, it is small letter A. Correct. Vinayak, what is CHR of 65?
Capital letter A.
It is capital letter A. Okay. So then we are discussing the last two functions related with this string. That is the first one. It is join. Join. First write the heading. The second last function related with string, it is join. Then write the definition. It returns a string. It returns a string in which it returns a string in which the string elements have been joined by a string separator. String elements have been joined by a string separator. Here S1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I want to print S is equal to hyphen. Then print S1 dot join S dot join within bracket S1. Write the codes. S1 is equal to within single quotes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not a digit, it is in the form of string. Okay, because these digits are within single quotes. So S1 as a string. So another function I am using it is, another variable I am using it is S. Here S is equal to within single quotes 1 hyphen. Okay, so I want to change the string S1. So I will write this S1 within this join function. Okay, along with this join function I am using two string name. The first string name is related with the special symbol or separator. Here slash is the separator. Separator means a special symbol that is used for joining the characters of the string. Okay, so start with the S. S is a variable or identifier that will store the special symbol for separating the elements of the string. So start with that variable. Here S is the variable to store that special symbol. So start with this S dot join. Within bracket, write the string name. Here the string name it is S1, so write S1. So after executing the result, after executing this statement, the result it is after 1, 1 hyphen, then 2 hyphen, 3 hyphen, 4 hyphen, 5. This is the result. So join is a function that used to join the different elements using a separator. It will return a string in which the string elements are separated using a special symbol. You can use any symbol here. Instead of symbol, you can use alphabet also. Any special symbol we can use as separator. So here S1 is the original string. So write that name within that join function. So it is very important. Here we are using two string name, two variable name, two identifier name, that is S1 and S. So S1 is the string name. Within that I am using the entire string. This S is only for storing the separator. Here hyphen is the separator. So I am using this hyphen in this S. Okay. So S is equal to hyphen. So we start from this S. S dot join. All of you switch on the video. So S dot join. S dot join within bracket. Give the identifier name that will store the entire string. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the entire string. So we'll store the name of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is S1. Within this join function. So S dot join S1. So the result it is after the element of S1, there is a first element, it is 1 separator, it is hyphen, then 2 hyphen, 3 hyphen, 4 hyphen, 5. Okay, that is join. Write another question. String 2 is equal to A, B, C, D. S is equal to hash. Print S dot join string 2. String 2 is equal to A, B, C, D. S is equal to hash. Print within bracket S dot join string 2. Read the result, Vinayak.
A hash, B hash, C hash, D.
Correct, Vinayak. C hash D. Okay. All these results are within single quotes because this join function, read the definition of that join function. What is the definition? It will return a string. Okay. Underline that word string. It returns a string. So this join function, after executing this print statement, this join function will return a result that is within single quotes because the value returned it is a string. Okay. So if you write the answer like A hash, B hash, C hash D, the answer is wrong because this function will return the result in the form of string. The previous output also you just write like this. 1 hyphen, 2 hyphen, 3 hyphen, 4 hyphen, 5 within single quotes because that join function will return a result in the form of a string. Okay. Then write the next one. I want to get the output. It is 1A, 2A, 3A, 4. Okay. Write the code for getting the output 1A, 2A, 3A, 4. Write the code. Write the code to get the output 1, A2, A3, A4. Completed, Tom?
Yes, ma'am.
Read the statements.
X is equal to in double quotes 1, 2, 3.
S is equal to,
In double quotes 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay, then
And then Y is equal to in double quotes A.
Y is equal to
Double quotes in double quotes A.
A, okay. Then
Then print in brackets Y dot join in brackets X.
Y dot join X. Okay. Is it correct, John? John Philip?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubt related with join function? Anyone? Jeez, is it clear, Jeez? Jeez? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So last function, that is partition. Partition. Partition function. First write the definition. It is used to split. It is used to split. It is used to split the given string. It is used to split the given string using the specified separator. Using the specified separator and return a tuple with three parts. Return a tuple with three parts. Underline that tuple. So here, after using partition function, the result returned is in the form of tuple. Okay. The previous case, John. Okay.
Can you just repeat it again? My connection.
Okay. Partition is used to split the given string. It is used to split the given string using the specified separator. Using the specified separator and returns a tuple. Returns a tuple with three parts. With three parts. The first part it is substring before the separator. Substring before the separator. Then separator itself. Second one it is separator itself. Third one is substring after the separator. Third one a substring after the separator. So this partition function is used to split the given string using the specified separator and return a tuple with three parts. The first part is a substring before the separator. Then second part it is the substring after the separator. It is not second part, it is the third part. Second part it is separator itself. So first it will display the substring before the separator. Second, the separator itself. The last one it is separator after the separator, a substring after the separator. Okay. So first write the example. Here S2 is equal to hard work pays. S2 dot print S2 dot partition within bracket work. Here, S2 is equal to the string content, it is hard work pays. Okay. Print S2 dot. I want to split S2. So S2 dot, the function used it is partition. Within bracket, I am using the separator. Here the separator, it is a substring, it is work. So this partition function will divide this S2 into 3 parts. The first part is the substring before the separator. Here this is the separator, work is the separator. So it will display the first part, it is the substring before separator, that is hard. Hard is the first one. Then second part it is, which one is the second part, Pooja?
Work.
That is work, that is separator itself. So it is work. Here separator is the work, so separator. Then Navaneet, which is the third part, Navaneet?
Base.
Base. That is a substring after the separator. So the partition function will divide the entire string into 3 parts. The first part is the substring before the separator. Here work is the separator. So before work, the substring it is hard. So that is the first part. Then second part, it is the separator itself. Here work is the separator, so work. Then third part, it is the substring after the separator. Here work is the separator, so after the separator, the substring it is space. So it is space. Then enclose these 3 parts within tuple. Tuple is represented using normal open bracket and close bracket. Okay. All of you switch on the video. So here, so 3 parts are there, then separate 3 parts are enclosed within tuple. So the result of this partition function will return 3 set of substring within tuple bracket. Tuple bracket is normal bracket, normal open and close bracket. List bracket it is square bracket. Okay. So partition function will return a tuple with 3 set of values. Join function will return a string with separator. Each element of a string is separated using a separator, that is join. So it will return a string. So the result of that join is within single quotes. Result of partition is within normal round bracket. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear, children?
Yes.
Any doubt related with this partition and join? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All the videos are off. Are you sleeping there? Okay. So this is the last function. So from this chapter, we are learning the main things we discussed in this chapter. It is string. Okay. What is string? How we can create a string? How we can create empty string? Or how we can create a... Okay, Naranjan. Okay. I'll repeat the same topic, that is partition. Here, S2 is the content of S2. It is hard work pays. This is the content. Okay. I want to partition this string. This partition function will return a tuple. That tuple, this is the tuple. This is the resultant tuple. Within that tuple, 3 parts are there. Okay. So when we use this partition function, we start with this S2. So I want to separate this S2. So we'll start from S2. If I want to separate the content of S3, start with S3. If I want to separate the contents of string 1, start with string 1. Okay, here my string name it is S2. So S2 dot partition, here give the separator. Here I am giving a separator as work. Okay, so this partition function will return a tuple. That tuple include 3 parts. The first part is the substring before the separator. Here, this is the separator. So the first part means the part just before the separator. So it is hard. So it will display like this. The second part, the separator itself. So it is work. Third part, the substring after work. That is after separator. So it is space. Enclose these 3 parts within round bracket because this function will return a tuple. Is it clear, Niranjan? Okay, I'll give one example. Write one more question. Rahul, here what is the result, Rahul? You are not audible, Rahul.
Ma'am,
Little more louder, Rahul.
can you hear me?
Okay.
Ma'am, it is the separator.
Hmm.
So XYZ at GM.
Which is the first part, Rahul?
Separator is A.
Okay, then first part it is?
First part is XYZ at
Okay.
GM.
First part it is within round bracket. First part it is XYZ. Which is the second part, Rahul?
At
At the rate is the second part. Then third part it is gmail.com.
Ma'am,
Okay. Okay, Rahul. Oh, here I am just typing at the rate. That is the problem. Okay.
okay. Ma'am.
Just rewrite this content with at the rate. Okay. Now, if it is A, then XYZ at the rate GM is the first part, A is the second part, then il.com is the third part. Okay. Then one more option. If there is no separator, so you just write this heading. If there is no separator, it returns the string itself. It returns the string itself as first part. It returns the string itself as first part, followed by 2 empty strings. Followed by 2 empty strings. So here there is no separator. Here space is used here, that is empty separator. So the output it is the first part, the entire string. So the result it is xyz@gmail.com. After that, Empty string is the second part. Third part also empty string. Okay. So not this point also. If there is no separator, it will return a tuple. Within that tuple, the first part is the entire string. Second part and third part are empty string. Second and third parts are empty strings. Is it clear, Vinayak?
Ma'am.
Okay. Then write one more question. Same question. Here the separator it is underscore, but here there is no underscore. So in that case also the result is same, just like empty string, empty separator. Okay. So if there is a separator, I'm using one separator here, but that separator is not in the string. So it will just perform just like a empty separator. So here the result is same. So in this chapter, we are discussing about string. What is string and how we can create one empty string, or how we can create different types of strings. Okay. We can create integer string or a string that is a content that is integer, but we write that 1, 2, 3, 4 within single quotes, it is converted into string form. Then how we can traverse through a string, then different functions related, how we can access the elements, that is indexing based on forward indexing and backward indexing, how we can give position value or index value of a string, then different functions, different operations. Before that, different operations, that is concatenation operation, then multiplication, that is replication operator using star operator. Concatenation operator is used based on plus operator and in operator, then traversing, then built-in functions related with string. So many built-in functions are there. You just go through that built-in function. Any doubt related with any of the built-in function, just revise that topics. After that, I will give some program based on this chapter. Any doubt with any built-in function? Pranav? Any doubt, Pranav? Okay. So Monday, test paper based on conditional and loopy constructs. Study the topics well, okay? So write the question. If you have no doubt, you just write this program. Write a program. Write a program that reads a line. That reads a line, then counts words So this is another lab program. You just mark it as lab program. Okay. Then counts words and displays. Counts words and displays how many words are there in the line. How many words are there in the line? Write a program that reads a line, then counts words and display how many words are there in the line. How we can input a line? How we can input a line? That is how we can input a string. Tom, how we can input a string?
Using a variable.
Which one, Tom?
I'm just using a assigning a string to a variable.
It is assigning. How we can input a word? Assigning means A is equal to, within double quotes we are giving some value. Here my question is input a line. How we can input? Using input function. Okay. Using input function we can input a line. Line means you type that after one word you just give a space. Okay, that is line. So first statement, that is input statement. After that, for separating each word, use split function. Okay, you just revise the topic split. What is the use of split, or how we can use that split for separating a line with space. So the first statement, it is input function. Using input function, input a line. Then after that, you want to separate that line. For separating the line, we are using split function. Okay, what is the use of split function? Split. Third one, I think it is third one. That is using separator and max split. If you are using split empty bracket, it will separate on the basis of space. Okay. Within split, if I am giving any special symbol like dot or semicolon, it will separate based on that semicolon or dot. If I am not giving anything, that is, if I am using that split function with empty bracket, means it will separate the line, that is, separate that particular sentence on the basis of space. Okay. So, using that split function, you just separate that line with different words and assign it into another variable. Okay. So first write the input statement. First write the input statement. Tom completed. We can write the input statement. It is x is equal to and a line. Here, the first statement it is enter a line. So we can input a line. I'll just input one line, that is I love my country. Okay, this is my input. X is equal to string 1 dot split, that S is small letter, split empty bracket, means this string 1, this is the content of string 1. The split function will split this string into different words, that is I is the first word, love is the second word, my is the third word, and country is the last word. And it will copy that string contents, that is in the form of word, into X. So here the content of X, it is I, then love, then my, then country. Okay. So string, after executing string 1 dot split empty bracket, the content of X, it is 4 words, that is I love my country. Okay. After that, I want to count the number of words. So for storing that, after counting, I want to store the count in one variable. For that, I am using CNT. Here, the statement is for just initializing this variable with 10 value. Otherwise, some previous values are present in that CNT, so it will add with that previous value. To remove all the previous values that will present in CNT, we are using this initialization statement. To remove all the previous contents that present in CNT, we are using this initialization statement. So this statement will initialize the CNT with 0 value. So after executing this statement, the content of CNT, it is 0. Okay. In all the counting variable, we are using the same procedure because we need only the starting value as 0. We don't want the previous contents. Okay, so we just initialize this variable with a new value. If you want to initialize with 1, you can initialize with 1. But here we need a starting value as 0. So that we are using CNT is equal to 0. Okay, so after inputting a line, I just split that line into different words using split function. And I just initialize a variable, counting variable CNT with 0. Then for I in X, what is the first value of I? For I in X, which are the contents of X? Renil, which are the contents of X, Renil?
I love my country.
Which are the contents of X?
I love my country, right?
Why? I just explained it, no? How many times I explained? After executing string 1 dot split empty bracket, this word is converted to different words. This line is converted to different words and it is stored in X. And I wrote that answer also. Then why you are saying I don't know?
Ma'am, I said I love my country.
What, Renil?
Ma'am, I didn't say I don't know.
Here, the result it
Ma'am.
is.
I didn't say I don't know. I said
Okay. Sorry, Renil, sorry. Okay, then what is the answer, Renil?
ma'am, I guess I love my country.
Yes, it is different words, I guess that is the word. Okay, so the first word it is I, then love, then my, then country. Okay, that is the word. Okay, so these are the contents of X. So the first word of X it is I, then second word of X it is love, then third word it is my, last word it is country. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so the content of X, it is 4 words, that is I love my country. Then what is the first value of I? John Jose,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the first value of I?
I.
I, that is capital letter I. Okay, from this sentence. The first word, it is the content of X, it is I love my country. So the first word of X, it is I. So the first value of I, it is I. So I will just access the first word to I. So first word is there in I. So what about my count? My count value is 0. I will just add 1 to that count because one word I read from that X. Okay. So this count value is incremented. The first word is there in I. Okay. So I just increment the count value. So 0 plus 1, the count value is 1. Then it will execute the next iteration. So the next word is assigned to I. Which is the next word? Anaga, which is the next word, Anaga?
Love.
Ah, yes, it is love. So it is love. So next word is assigned to I. So second word. Then the count becomes, then here the count value is 1. So 1 plus 1, it is 2. Okay. Then at the time of next iteration, the third word, it is my. The third content of X, it is my. So that my is assigned to I. That is third word is there in I. So we'll just increment this 2. Here the value is 2. So 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1. It is 3. So CNT, it is 3. Then again next iteration. So last value it is country. It is assigned to I. So the fourth word is also assigned to I. So the count is incremented. The present value of count it is 3. So 3 plus 1 it is 4. And after that there is no words in next. No contents are there in next. So it will just print CNT. Here the print value it is 4. Okay. So here using this split function, I just split this sentence into 4 parts and it is assigned in a variable X. Then I want to count the number of words present in this line. That is my question. How we can count the number of words present in this line? So for that, first I split that sentence into different words and I just initialize counting variable with 0 value and use for loop for accessing that particular words one by one. Then after assigning the first word, we just increment the count. Then at this next time, it will again increment it. So the last result, it is CNT. It is 4. Okay, children? Okay.